to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Selah. Hello and welcome, beloveds, to another episode of Ask Dr. Mumbi. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray, that you are well in all your ways and that you're really living, not even moving into living in your own narrative, but that you're living in your own narrative, that you're questioning everything, that you're doing the research, that you're tuning in more to your own intuition and your spiritual team, what they're telling you is going on and what they're leading you to listen to online and the people that they're leading you to connect with, to get the full picture of exactly what is going on. Special shout out to everyone that supports us on Patreon. We appreciate, love you so much. And of course, every single person that sends us love donations through PayPal. I was going to go through it, but I haven't connected onto that platform. We appreciate, love you so much. We do send a gift. It is in the mail if you haven't received it already. I get asked a lot about, what God do you worship? Who is your God? First of all, I don't believe we should worship anyone. And that's something that people always misinterpret my words when I talk about our ancestors and the ancient ones. We are to commune with them. We need them. Right now, do they need us? Many of us, no. Which is why if we don't get out of Babylon, we are literally going to be collateral damage. But those are stories for other days. But this question about God is deep, and you have to start going deeper. Because believing that you were created by this God and he made your body and then he gave you to this family and then he'll take he'll take family members from you and he'll take, all of this is just, it's like, that's why I call it religious psychosis, beloveds. It really does put you in prison, in a mental prison. Because the truth is so much wider and more expansive. And in believing in the truth and finding your own truth in the maze of truth. Because, truth only manifests to the level that you can handle it. But it expands who you can be. You see, in this God where he created you and then you sinned and then he kicked you out of the Garden of Eden, and now you've been struggling and you've been a sinner all your life. Like, there's a lot of my African brothers and sisters that really believe that. Please go deeper. There is a universal spirit, a most high creator. And you see, another lie that people have been told is that God is unknowable and all this stuff, but you can connect to that universal spirit and know. It's not even a him or a her, although they say God is a woman, black woman, but stories for other days. But you can connect to the Most High and know her to your level of understanding, to your level of overstanding. But when they tell you it's unknowable and they've blocked your powers, because the ultimate spirit did not make you a slave or to make you to control you. And you see, the ultimate spirit created gods that created gods that created gods that created beings. And just to go with the story here, I don't want to get lose people too much, but if you look at, and I'm speaking on a very deep level, you really have to listen with your inner ear, beloveds. This world was created, we're told, even in the Bible, it was created by Elohim. Elohim was not one person. Elohim was a group of people. As I always tell you, the fire nations, the water nations, the air nation, and the earth nation came together to create and to manifest human beings. The origin, first, and there's different species of human beings, as I've mentioned before. But they came together, and their whole thing was so that the gods and the creators of their world could come in a vehicle that could handle that kind of vibration, the God vibration, and live amongst men. Was it to be a playground? Was it to be a place of teaching? I mean, all those are just the little details. But so they made the original beings, us melanated ones, with the capabilities of handling a God spirit, which means that we had to have that God gene in us, that creator gene in us. Whereas humans, if there were just basic humans, sheeple, but they all had that potential of reaching that highest consciousness because that God gene had to be in them so that the gods could walk among men. And that was one of the primary reasons that this plane was created. And there are many beautiful worlds and different planes and reality that have been created. But this one was for gods to be able to mingle with each other in this beautiful, like, physical paradise with all kinds of beings. And so the original, because there was the original ones, and then everything has been a cheap copy that has tried to mimic the originals, but they didn't have that God gene, and so they could not pass that God gene on. And many call this God gene the soul. And because you have that God gene or the soul in you,
wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, Africa.
welcome back, beloveds, to Ask Dr. Mumbi. My name is Dr. Mumbi Seraki. The camera cut me off, so I'm going to leave that train of thought there. And just suffice it to say, beloveds, that there are gods among men, and that the concept that you have been given of the Most High Creator is very limiting, because the Most High Creator didn't just created creators to manifest creation, as much as creating different planes for her children to create and manifest. There are really no limitations to your power and potential, beloveds. But not all of us are the same. That's another thing that I needed to say. There are gods amongst men, which means that there are many men who have the potential to become gods, but they have the same potential to become animals or to remain as just men. And we can say that the enemy of our soul created species that look like I, trying to, but they were missing that one gene that gives us this complexion. And their gods, we may call them demons, you know what I mean? Their gods walked amongst them and are now initiating this new world order. You see, the secret about this world, one of the secrets about this world, one of the keys about this world, is that it's never about the majority. It's always about a few good men or a few bad men. Because there are gods amongst men, beloveds. But there are also, original ones who have the potential to become gods just because they have a soul. They have that God gene. And that's what makes us different. And so we are not all the same. But we find ourselves in this battle between these gods that are walking amongst their men and, doing battle since ancient of days, beloveds. You see, because the Mzungu may not have been here long, but the spirit came way before they did. But those are definitely stories for other days. So there is a supreme creator whose energy and presence is all around us. Universal energy. There's so many beings. There's so many names. But in this world, there are those that came together to create the species of man so that the soul of man, so that the soul of a god could dwell amongst men and have this experience. And so there are those amongst us who have DNA of the gods. And the reason I even share this, because if you do, you'll be awakened for sure at such a time as this. But the reason I share this is because we have to understand why I keep saying religious psychosis. Because in believing in one Jesus, a son of God, there's so many sons and daughters of God amongst the original ones. And there's many sons and daughters of the devil, if you want to put it like that, among the enemies of our soul who don't have a soul. But you see, if you are a chosen one, or if you have the DNA of a God, and you're believing in another God, you're like signing over so much of all your power, and you're empowering them more. So the most important thing is to know thyself and to recognize that you either are or you have the potential to become. So either way, it's not something, and if you are, there's more that is placed on. You've probably been refining yourself all your life. You've had a crazy, intense life, beloveds. But be careful what you believe. That's all I'll say. Do your research, go deeper, and be careful what you believe. Because whatever you believe is almost like a lie to yourself. Because there's a truth within a truth within a truth within a truth. And you just have to have that open heart and that open mind to allow your discernment and trusting yourself. That no truth will come and mash you up or break you down. But it will lead you to the next truth, because it's level after level and layer after layer, like a spiral. But if you expand your image of God, beloveds, all you're doing is expanding your own power and potential. Tuko pamoja.